Greetings, Father Joe here, your friendly neighborhood pastor, coming to you from St. Patrick's Church in lovely Highland Mills, New York. Today is Friday of the 7th week in Ordinary Time, and we continue to read from the letter of James, and we have in our Gospel, from Gospel of Mark, Jesus responds that there is no divorce and remarriage. Divorce and remarriage, yes. So just a couple thoughts. One, in terms of divorce and remarriage, I don't understand how some Christian churches can accuse us of not having the Bible as our guide and claiming that they do, and then allowing divorce and remarriage. What we have is, if someone gets divorced and there's some question as to the validity of the marriage, then we have an annulment. But I don't think that we can simply say, well, times have changed. Jesus teaches this twice in Matthew, once in Mark, once in Luke. St. Paul repeats it. This is not a teaching that is somehow time conditioned. So I just don't get that. My homily, though, I think, or my reflection today, I want to look at the letter of James again here. St. James says, do not complain about one another so that you may not be judged. We got this last week also with don't judge one another. Complaining is a big issue that we all do, and I don't think we realize the damage that it does. A friend of mine called me a few years ago, has adult children. He and his wife are very active in their parish. Go to daily mass when they can. They both do Eucharistic adoration. They both read their Bibles. They are just very active Catholics. And their adult children are not. And he says to me, he called and he says, I think I know why my children, one of the reasons why my children are not going to Mass. My wife and I complained about our pastor. And he said, and we didn't realize that we have a really strong faith. And so we could complain about our pastor and we would still go to Mass every day. We would still go to Sunday Mass. We would still volunteer for the church. But our children who did not have a faith that was that strong, when we complained or criticized the pastor, it had a terrible effect on their faith. And it made it very difficult for their kids to remain faithful. And so I just think that when we complain within our families, it's going to divide our families. In our parish, it's going to divide our parish. In our church, it's going to divide our church. In our country and in our world, we have a war going on. It boggles the mind. And why does Vladimir Putin believe that he can go into Ukraine? It's because we're divided. We do not have a united front that can say, no, you can't do this because there will be consequences that are so serious. We're saying that there are consequences, but, he's attacking and nobody's stopping him. We're divided. So in our church, it hurts us. In our world, it hurts us. And what can we do about it? Not complain. We can try to build up each other in Christian love. St. Ignatius of Loyola says, don't don't struggle against the temptation. Don't resist the temptation. He says, figure out what's the opposite and do that. And so if complaining is the vice, the virtue is going to be love and compassion, trying to help one another. So we need to turn this around in our individual lives and in our families and in our world, in our church. So let us just work to build one another up in virtue. God bless you.